Hello everyone, myself Mrs. Satabdi Dhar, Senior Faculty of SVIST, is again here to discuss with you about some points of the basic part of C programming. In this video, I will discuss you about history of C, advantages of structured program, files that is source, header, object, binary executable files used in C, and characteristics of C, which will make you understand about why C is the most popular programming language and what is C, why C is called mother language, why is C structured language, and also I will discuss about C character set, tokens, constants, variables, keywords, data types, and etc. Now let us know what is this C programming. C is a general purpose programming language that is extremely popular, simple, and flexible. It is machine independent structured programming language which is used extensively in various applications. C was a basic language to write everything from operating systems, Windows, and many others to complex programs like the Oracle database, Git, Python, interpreter, and more. It is said that C is a God's programming language. One can say C is a base for the programming. If you know C, you can easily grasp the knowledge of the other programming language that use the concept of C. Now here come the history of C. C evolved from two previous languages, that is BCPL, which is Basic Combined Programming Language, and the B language. BCP developed in 1967 by Martin Richard as a language for writing OSs and compilers. Ken Thompson modeled many features in his language B after their counterparts in BCL and used B to create an early versions of Unix operating system at Bell Laboratories in 1970 on a DEC PDP-S7 computer. Both BCPL and B were typeless languages. The only data type in machine word and access to other kinds of objects is by special operators or function calls. Now the C language developed from B by Dennis Ritchie at Bell Laboratories and was originally implemented on a DEC PDP-11 computer in 1972. It was named C for new language which is coming after B. Initially, C was used widely as the developed language of the Unix OS, and today almost all new major OS are written in C including Windows. This C programming language is a structured programming language in which program is divided into various modules. Each module can be written separately and together it forms a single C program. This structure makes it easily for testing, maintaining, and debugging processes. Now here we have to know what is structured program. As because C is a structured programming language. Structured programming involves some elements which are sequence, iteration, selection, and subroutines. In structured programming, the code is written in sequential order so the program can follow the approach of top to bottom. The sequence of the program also increases and readability. So a human can read the code and can tell what the program is supposed to do. Structured programming also consists of a selection block such as if-else statement, where the execution of the next code depends upon the selection statement. Next, in iteration, we can repeatedly execute a block of code again and again with the help of loop statements. We can control how many times we want to execute the same block of code. And the subroutines are the functions, methods, procedures, or subprograms which termed as a single block of code. This structured programming language has some advantages and disadvantages. Now, the advantages of structured programming is it is easier to read and understand and also user friendly. It is easier to maintain, mainly problem based instead of being machine based. Now, its development is easier as it requires less effort and time and is also easier to debug and machine independent mostly. Now the disadvantages of structured programming are since it is machine independent, so it takes time to convert into machine code. The converted machine code is not the same as for assembly language. The program depends upon changeable factor like data types. Therefore, it needs to be updated with the need on the go. Usually, the development in this approach takes longer time as it is language dependent, whereas in the case of assembly language, the development takes lesser time as it is fixed for the machine. Now, as C is a compiled language, a compiler is a special tool that compiles the program and converts it into the object file which is machine readable. After the compilation process, the linker like combine different object files and creates a single executable file to run the program. Nowadays, various compilers are available online and you can use any of those compilers. The functionality will never differ. The most of the compilers will provide the features required to execute both C and C++ programs. Now here we have to know that what are the files used in C. There are four types of files like source file, header file, object file and executable file. Source file includes the source code of the program. The extension for this kind of files are .c. Like you can name any file like C program .c. Next comes the header file. They have an extension .h. They contain the C function, declares and macro definitions that are shared between various source files. The common standard header files are string.h, which is used for handling string functions, and next come stdlib.h, which is used for some miscellaneous functions. Next come stdio.h, which is used for giving standardized input and output. Next we used math.h, which is used for mathematical functions. alloc.h used for dynamic memory allocation, and also conio.h, which is used for console and input and output functions. Header files have many advantages. At times, the programmer may want to use the same subroutines for different programs. To do this, he would just compile the code of the subroutine once the link to the resulting object file in any file in which the functionalities of the subroutine are required. At times, the programmer may want to change or add the subroutines and reflect those changes in all the programs. For doing this, he will have to only change the source file for the subroutines and recompile the source code and then recompile and relink the program. This tells us that including a header file will make it easier at all levels of the program. If we need to modify anything, then changes are made only in the subroutines, after which all the changes will be reflected. Now C files have or more two files, which are object files and executable files. The object files are the files that are generated by the compiler as the source code file is processed. These files generally contain the binary code of the function definitions. The object file is used by the linker for producing an executable file for combining the object files together. It has a .o extension. And the last one is executable file. This file is generated by the linker. Various object files are linked by the linker for producing a binary file which will be executed directly. They have an .exe extension. Now let us know the features of C programming language. The main features of C language include low-level access to memory, a simple set of keywords, and clean style. These features make C language suitable for system programming like an operating system or compiler development. Now, the features of C programming languages are procedural language, fast and efficient, modularity, statically typed, general purpose language, rich set of built-in operators, library with rich function, middle level language, portability and easy to extend. Now what is a procedural language? In a procedural language like C, step-by-step predefined instructions are carried out. C program may contain more than one function to perform a particular task. New people to programming will think that this is the only way of a particular programming language works. There are other programming paradigms as well in the programming world. Most of the common used paradigm is an object-oriented programming language. Now what is this fast and efficient? Newer languages like Java, Python offer more features than C programming language, but due to additional processing in these languages, their performance rate gets down effectively. C programming language as this being middle level language provides programmers access to direct manipulation with the computer hardware, but higher level languages do not allow this. That's one of the reasons C language is considered as the first choice to start learning programming languages. It's first because statically typed languages are faster than dynamically typed languages. Modularity is the concept of storing of C programming language code in the form of libraries for further future uses is known as modularity. This programming can does a very little on its own most of its power to held by its libraries. C language has its own library to solve common problems like in this way can use a particular function by using a header file stored in its library. C programming language is a statically typed language, meaning the type of variable is checked at the time of compilation but not at runtime. Means each time a programmer type a program, they have to mention the type of variables used. Now, general purpose language. From system programming to photo editing software, C programming language is used in various applications. Some of the common applications where it's used are operating system like Windows, Linux, iOS, Android OS, databases like PostgreSQL, Oracle, MySQL, etc. Next comes this rich set of built-in operators. It is a diversified language with a rich set of built-in operators which are used in writing complex or simplified C programs. Robust libraries and functions in C help even a beginner coder to code with ease. Now, as it is a middle-level language, so it has the combined form of both capabilities of assembly language and features of the high-level language. C language is lavishly portable as programs which are written in C language can run and compile on any system with either none or small changes. Programs written in C language can be extended, means when a program is already written in it, then some more features and operations can be added into it. A character set in C programming language is set all valid characters that can be used to form words, numbers, and expressions in source programs. The source character set is consist of the characters used for the source program text, while the execution character set is the set of characters used during the execution of the program. It is not necessary that source character set match the execution character set are same. Now the list of characters available in C programming languages are the 26 lowercase Roman characters like small a, small b to small z. The 26 uppercase Roman characters like small capital A, capital B to capital Z. Next come the digits. The 10 decimal digits are 0, 1, 2 to 9. The next is the 30 graphic characters, as you can see here. And the last one is the spaces like 5 white space characters. The space, horizontal tab, form feet, vertical tab, the new line character. C tokens are the basic building blocks in C language which are constructed together to write a C program. Tokens in C is the most important element to be used in creating this program. We can define the token as the smallest individual element in C. For example, we cannot create a sentence without using words. Similarly, we cannot create a program in C without using tokens in C. Now the classification of token in C. Tokens in C language can be divided into the following categories like keywords, identifiers, constants, strings, special symbols, and operators. Keyword in C can be defined as the predefined or the reserved words having its own importance, and each keyword has its own functionality. Since the keywords are the predefined words used by the compiler, so they cannot be used as the variable names. If the keywords are used as the variable names, it means that we are assigning a different meaning to the keyword. Keywords are like int, while, do, void, etc. Now the identifiers. Identifiers in C are used for naming variables, functions, arrays, structures, etc. It These are used user-defined words. It can be composed of uppercase letters, lowercase letters, underscore, or digits, but the starting letter should be either an underscore or an alphabet. Identifier cannot be used as keywords. They are like main, total, num, etc. Now, what are the constants? A constant is a value assigned to the variable which will remain the same throughout the program. That is, the constant value cannot be changed. They are like 10, 20, any number. Now come the string. String in C are always represented as an array of characters having null character, that is /0 at the end of the string. This null character denotes the end of the string. Strings in C are enclosed within double quotes, while characters are enclosed within single character. The size of a string is the number of characters that the string contains, like total, hello, etc. etc. And also here used the tokens like special symbols like braces, percentile, etc. And the last is operators. Operators in C is a special symbol used to perform the functions. The data items on which the operators are applied as known as operand. Operators are applied between the operands. Depending on the number of operands, operators are classified as follows, like unary operator, binary operator, arithmetic operator, and binary operators are also classified like arithmetic operator, relational operator, shift operator, logical operator, bitwise operator, conditional operator, assignment operator, and etc. Keywords in C can be defined as a predefined or the reserved words having its own importance, and each keyword has its own functionality. The 32 keywords used in C language are auto, int, const, short, break, long, continue, signed, double, struct, float, unsigned, else, switch, for, void, case, register, default, size of, char, return, do, static, enum, type def, go to, volatile, extern, union, if, and while. Each program element in C programming is known as an identifier. They are used for naming of variables, functions, arrays, etc. They are user-defined names which consist of alphabets, numbers, underscore. Identifier's name should not be same or same as keywords. Keywords are not used as any identifiers. The rules for constructing identifiers in C are like the first character of an identifier should be either an alphabet or an underscore, and then it can be followed by any of the character digit or underscore. It should not begin with any numerical digit. In identifiers, both uppercase and lowercase letters are distinct. Therefore, we can say that identifiers are case sensitive. Commas or blank spaces cannot be specified within an identifier. Keywords cannot be represented as an identifier. The length of the identifier should not be more than 31 characters. Identifier should be written in such a way that it is meaningful, short, and easy to read. As I have told you before, strings in C are always represented as an array of characters having null character at the end of the string. This null character denotes the end of that string. Strings in C are enclosed with double quotes, while characters are enclosed within single character. The size of a string is the number of characters that a string contains. Let us see how to declare string in C language. As you can see that char, which is the data type of this string array of 20, and the elements are given as S, T, U, D, Y and the null character. Again, it can be declared like this: char string array of 20 and the total word, that is demo, DEMO, and also char string array equal to demo. Now herein is an example of tokens in C language. In this program, char, int, float like keywords are used, and here declaration of string is also here, and after executing this program, the string is output of string value is given here. Constant in C can be of any of the basic data types like an integer constant, a floating constant, a character constant, or a string literal. There are enumeration constants as well. Constants are treated just like regular variables, except that their values cannot be modified after their definition. The syntax is const type, constant name. Constants are categorized into two basic types, and each of these types has its subtypes or categories. They are primary constant and secondary constant. About the primary constants, which are array, pointer, structure, union, enum, we will discuss after later. And now we can discuss about the secondary constants like numeric constant, which are integer constant and real constant, and also about the character constant, which are single character constant, string constant, and backslash constant. Now the first one among the secondary constant is integer constant. It's referring to a sequence of digits. Integers are of mainly three types. Those are decimal integer, octal integer, and hexadecimal integer. Some examples are here. You can see those. The next constant is real constant. The numbers containing fractional parts like here is given 99.25 are called real or floating point constant. The next one is single character constant. It simply contains a single character enclosed within single quote or a pair of single quote. It is to be noted that the character single quote in 8 in single quote is not the same as 8. Character constants have a specific set of integer values known as ASCII values. Example is given here. You can see that. And the next is string constant. These are a sequence of characters enclosed in double quotes, and they may include letters, digits, special characters, and blackspace. It is again to be noted that double quoted G and single quote G are different because double quoted G represent a string as it is enclosed within a pair of double quotes, whereas single quote G represent a single character. As an example, this hello, 2015 or 2 plus 1 all are given in double quoted double quotes. So those are string constant. And the next one is backslash characters. C supports some character constants having a backslash in front of it. The list of backslash characters have a specific meaning which is known to the compiler. They are also termed as escape sequence. Now here is a C program using constant keywords in C. Now at first hash include stdio.h and in main const int height equal to 100, that is I have used here an integer constant, that is height. Next float constant or real constant, that is const float number. I have given here the assigned value 3.14. Next is character constant, that is const char letter. I have given here the assigned value capital A, and const character letter sequence of 10. The string constant it is, and the string is given here ABC. And next is the backslash char, that is question mark. Now I am printing those value of height as it is an integer, so I have given %d and printing here the value of height. Next I am printing here the float value of number, next character value of letter, and string value of letter sequence, and the backslash character of backslash character. And here is the output. You can see that the value of height is 100, which was given here, and the value of number, that is float number, 3.140000, and the value of letter, which was a character, is given here capital A, and the value of letter sequence, which was a string constant, is given here ABC, and the backslash character is which is the backslash value character given question mark as it was given here. Now what are the variables in C? A variable is a name of the memory location. It is used to store any data. Its value can be changed and it can be reused many times. It is a way to represent memory location through symbol so that it can be easily identified. As you can see in this picture, when I have declared an integer named age, in memory space, a container created as given here, and when I have written that int age equal to 21, this 21 value can be stored in this box or in this block. So we can think that variable is one type of container where we can store some element, and int is which type of element we can store, and here age is the name of that container box, and 21 is type of that element which is going to be contained in this container. Okay, now what is the syntax of this variable to declare any variable? Type variable underscore list. I have given here this name. Example of declaring variables, that is int a, float b, char c, and providing some values in these declaring variables is here int age equal to 21, b equal to 20, float f equal to 20.8, and character c equal to, that's char c equal to capital A within single quotes as it's a character. There are different types of variables in C. Those are local variable, global variable, static variable, automatic variable, and external variable. Now the first one I am going to discuss is local variable. A variable that is declared inside the function or block is called a local variable. It must be declared at the start of the block. Here is given that in braces within the function int x equal to 10, which is a local variable. You must have to initialize the local variable before it is used. The next one is global variable. A variable that is declared outside the function or block is called a global variable. Any function can use the value of the global variable. It is available to all the functions in any program. It must be declared at the start of the block. Here in this example, the global variable int value equal to 20 is declared outside the function 1, and in function there is a local variable that is int x equal to 10. The variable that is global variable value equal to 20 can be used anywhere and for any function as it's a global variable. The next one is static variable. A variable that is declared with the static keyword is called static variable. It retains its value between multiple function calls. If you call this function many times, the local variable will print the same value for each function. Now in this example, in this function void function 1, the local variable is declared that is int x equal to 10, which is a local variable, and the static variable is declared here static int y equal to 10. Now I am giving the logic that is x equal to x plus 1 and y equal to y plus 1, and next print it, and then 11 11 11 and so on will be printed here, but the static value it will be printed incremented value in each function call, that is it will be 11 12 13 and so on. The next one is automatic variable. All variables in C that are declared inside the block are automatic variables by default. We can explicitly declare an automatic variable using auto keyword. In this example, int x equal to 10 is a local variable. Also, it can be automatic. And also, I have declared here auto int y equal to 20, which is automatic variable. And the last one is external variable. We can share a variable in multiple C source files by using an external variable. To declare an external variable, you need to use extern keyword. Extern int x equal to 10 can be said as an external variable. Also, it can be used as a global variable. C provides various data types to make it easy for a programmer to select a suitable data type as per the requirements of an application. Identify the type of a variable when it is declared. Identify the type of the return value of a function. Identify the type of a parameter expected by a function can be a help of these data types. The three types of data type are primary data types, which are void, int, char, double and float. The next one is derived data type, which are array, function and pointers. And the user-defined data types are structure, union, and enumeration. Let's see the basic data types. Its size is given according to 32-bit architecture. The basic data types are char, signed char, unsigned char, short, signed short, unsigned short, int, signed int, unsigned int, short int, signed short int, unsigned short int, long int, signed long int, unsigned long int, float, double, long double. Now the memory size which is taken which are going to be taken for these data types are given here, and also the range. In this video of Basic of C of Unit 1, I have tried to make you understand about the history of C, advantages of structured program, and different types of files, and also characteristics of C, and also the C character set, tokens, constants, variables, keywords, and data types used in C language. Thank you for watching my video, and please subscribe my channel.